Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It is the 25th. It's December. It's the year 2025, or at least that's what they tell us, and it is what it is. What are you going to do? So, right off the bat, I want to read this before I forget. If you recall, some time ago, a few weeks, maybe a month or so, maybe 2 months ago, an elderly guy named Jack from West Virginia was hitting me up and telling me about his wife, and you guys all prayed for him, okay? Well, Sunday, I totally forgot about this and I feel terrible. Sunday, I got a text from him and it says, Hi, Richie. My sweet wife and best friend has returned home to heaven early this morning. Her suffering is now ended and real life has begun for my sweet baby. Thanks for your support, Richie. It truly meant a lot to both of us, Jack. And I said, anything you need, you let me know and I'll make it happen one way or the other. And he said, thanks. And that was it. But the dude's 73 and he's still referring to his wife with such devotion. And I mean, it blows me away. It blows me away. I'm not familiar with that. I never ran into that in this particular lifetime. So it is what it is. Jack, if you're listening, we got your back. If you need anything, hit me up and somehow, some way we'll make it happen. So there, as they say, is that. All right, we're going to do a real quick test real quick before I go into the chat. Anna, Nez, Derby Jack, if you can hear this audio, let me know. That's it. I don't want to hear from everybody. I don't want this to turn into an absolute shite show. If you can hear this audio, let me know.
Application for your phone, you guys. If you guys like apps on your phone, this is awesome. And then here's this other cord it comes with. All right. Let's check out the other boxes. All right, there we go. So it comes with the regular plug, you guys. So you guys can plug this into your wall, the outlet. But if you run out of power, get a power station or an inverter and plug it.
Okay, good. Who you're watching is American Mexican gunslinger and his wife reviewing something that everybody should have. I told them about this product and they got one and they're reviewing it, and it's called a diesel heater. Now, traditionally, the diesel heater is used for people like myself that have vehicles with tents on them. You have this little box that, well, what she's showing you right here. You have this little box, and with just a little bit of diesel fuel, this thing will heat up a truck, a van, a cube van, a massive tent, or a small apartment, and it'll do it for 4 days on like a gallon of diesel fuel. I highly recommend them. I have one. They have one, and they did a very good review on it right here, and you should probably watch it because they are hardcore friends of the channel, we'll call it. And they're doing everything they can because this is a young couple that has 2 little kids and they're raising them correctly. You know what I'm saying? So there, as they say, is that. Trying to get through as many things as I possibly can without forgetting. Today was a rough day. I was very, very, very dirty. I'm not too bad right now, so better. Yeah, hydrogen. Yeah, I hear you. There's lots of, but for the most part, people are going to get a diesel heater. It's basically plug and play. You know what I'm saying? And Premium Black News said mine goes through 1 gallon every 12 hours. It depends on the heat, dude. It depends on the heat. I don't put it on when it's 20 degrees out and crank it at 80. I want it to be 40 degrees. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. At any rate, let's jump in the chat real quick. Yeah, Doc Shelley, don't ever write that again. That's, it's how ironic that you're whatever. Relax. It is. What's up, Sparuski? That's a good name. Nez Lover, what's up? What's up, Timotheus 3821? April 1st is the new year. I agree. Totally. I totally agree. What's up, Edric Simeon? Musing in stereo. What's up, man? Hey, Richie and Yaw. Is that down south talk, like y'all type thing? Type thing? What's up, JS from Boston? What is up, Just Jack from SC? Yeah. Ernie Dial sends me a lot of good information. A lot of videos you see that this guy sent me the information to him. So there, as they say, is that. What's up, T-Bone 2K? So no notification. I just lit this up an hour ago. There was no notification. I was very reluctant to do it. Really, dude? Really? So, all right, let's ruin everybody's day. How about that? Christmas is Saturnalia. Christmas has not one single thing in the world to do with Christ. In here, let me show you a Facebook post that I posted earlier today, right here. Okay. This basically sums it up, I thought. It says, let the justification begin. Claiming to bring Christ back into a ritual known before Christ as Saturnalia is still feeding a pagan ritual, period. Nowhere does the Bible command we observe Jesus' birth, which is in September, not in December in the first place. And here's another fun one. Jeremiah 10:2-4 in the King James says, thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, and the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and a hammer, that it move not. Yeah, I mean, it's in there. It's funny that people, anything that was important, God commands you to do. You know what I'm saying? Certain feasts and things, Jesus's birthday is never mentioned one time whatsoever at all, nor is Christmas or December 25th. The only thing December 25th is known for is Saturnalia. So anybody that's celebrating it, your energy is still going into their ritual. You see that right there? See that picture? See me in the middle? Yeah. Me and these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other guys. Why did that just disappear? That's lame. We pulled an airplane for cancer. How crazy is that? And I actually did pull it by myself. Why does that keep going away? It was 727. Not the same one that hit the Twin Towers, mind you, because that would be ridiculous. But I did do that. It wasn't even that long ago, actually, but whatever. At any rate, yeah, so people, Christmas is always, I mean, how many years have you watched me do videos from anywhere except home? Because where I live, they like to have Christmas upstairs in my patio. And that really bummed me out. I'm like, yeah, I got to go. I don't want to ruin everything for everybody else, but I mean, come on, man. We're at the time right now that, I mean, we're in dire straits. Things are going really, really, really bad. It's astonishing to me how bad things are going. And we still got people telling us that things like Atlas 3I is transforming. Yeah, none of those pictures are real. Any actual pictures from actual telescopes are simply specks because nothing's coming through. Nothing's coming through the firmament. It just ain't working like that whatsoever at all. Knowing the biblical cosmology lets you know that all of this is complete nonsense. And while I was thinking of that, it made me think of this. And I'm going to share it with you. So what do you think of them apples?
I think the new age, as well as the mainstream sort of media, and I mean like movies and television shows, and everybody's been shoving this alien UFO thing down our throats because it has so many uses for the Antichrist system. I've said many times, I don't know if this is the way that it will all be set up. It is just a really convenient way if it does go down like this, because it does do three main things that are needed for the Antichrist system. Number one, it causes the world to reject God. We've been sold this erroneous idea that if aliens exist, then God doesn't. So the headlines the day after would read, you know, God proven wrong or whatever. The whole world would be united in its rejection of God overnight. So that certainly would play in obviously to the biblical account of this world order at the end of time. Also, we would believe ourselves to be God. This one would take a little bit longer to sink in, but the idea that aliens, in a real sort of evolution kind of way, just evolved, and that it could be sold to us that they were somehow our creators in the sense that they genetically modified us, or they might have some excuse to the origin of life or something to that effect. Ultimately, we would see them as gods in the sense of their perhaps abilities or their technological advancement. And it really depends on this point of how and what they say about us, if they say anything, or if in the discovering of them that it is implied in some way that we ourselves could be like them and therefore like gods. And that really goes into the third part, which is the evolution. I think that this concept of evolution is crucial to so much of what the Antichrist system does, especially the genocide based on belief system that happens in the end time scenario. Really requires, as it did in the Third Reich, an idea of evolution. There's a concept that there's certain people that are not fit for the new system, the new evolution. They were sort of helping humanity evolve by the elimination of those that weren't ready for the new age, the new world. Hitler believed in the fifth root race of Blavatsky, but yet I think this new system is going to have a very unique version of evolution. And of course, the appearance of aliens really validates that on a worldwide scale. No longer do you have to, have this sort of underground preaching of theosophy as it was in Hitler's time, but rather the whole world is united in this understanding or perceived understanding of potential evolution coming. After all, the aliens are here. We can be like them. They just simply evolved like we have the potential to do. We can become like them. We can communicate telepathically or whatever, as long as.
Okay, you got it, brother. Here we go. This comment right here. If you think you're counted righteous because you don't celebrate holidays, you might want to reread the good book. Well, I'm not saying I'm righteous in any way whatsoever at all. I spent 40 years celebrating Christmas. I loved Christmas until I found out what it is. So not participating in an evil pagan holiday that is clearly laid out in the Bible, like I just showed you in Jeremiah, it's not being righteous. It's being informed. If your feelings are hurt because you're looking at your Christmas tree, keep it to yourself. I'm not down talking anybody, but it's astonishing to me. I'm in the Bible Belt. I am literally in contact with an elder of a church and a Sunday school teacher who both think Christmas is good to go. It's not. You know what I'm saying? And where we're at as society right now, to even be playing around with Christmas is a waste of your time. So if you're curious of what this is, you're listening to Age of Deceit by Face Like the Sun from 2011, September. I started listening to this today because I was looking for something very specific in it. And it was amazing. It was amazing to listen to it. And it makes me sad that I'm only me, call for an uprising. I can't think of anybody else that was around back then when there was no truth. We had to find it. And now you've got people TikToking information like they just found it. It's like, dude, that information didn't exist till many, many thousands of us. Scrawny to Brawny, Zendrius, call for an uprising. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head because all the big guys, including Face Like the Sun, either stop making videos, which blows me away. You're making videos about the end times coming, and when it's here, then you stop because you're too busy with your family and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or you're too busy talking about current events like Comet 3i Atlas and Donald Trump. And I don't talk about that stuff because I told you when Charlie Kirk got shot that it was a distraction. Whether he got shot or not, none of us will ever know whatsoever at all. The story that they presented us with is so many rabbit holes, you'll be chasing it absolutely forever. And even if you get a video of whatever happened to him and him confessing to it, it won't matter. It'll be just like showing everything about Sandy Hook, everything about 9/11, everything about the marathon bombing, everything about everything we've uncovered over the years to the nth degree. Who was behind it, how they did it, who made the money, etc. Nothing will happen. Epstein files are the exact same thing. We were talking about Epstein way back in the 2000s, early 2000s on YouTube, and YouTube had no issue with it because nobody knew what we were talking about. You know what I mean? We were talking about the Kendrick. I can't think of everything off the top of my head, man. It might be inhaling all this lithium and such in the atmosphere. So, yeah, there you go. Engage. Every time you say it, your words, yes, ODD, but he's MIA. He's MIA TV now. He either lived up to his name, Overdose Denver TV, or he's in the can, or I don't know, man. So, yeah, and I mean, here's the deal. Every time you wish somebody Merry Christmas, words are powerful. We are literally, God spoke us into existence. His word was so powerful, we're still talking and moving and breathing automatically, I might say, from the reverberations of his words. Words have power. People don't know that anymore whatsoever at all. So every time you say Merry Christmas, you're engaging in the Saturnalia ritual. That's what gets me going. You know what I mean? So I just kind of do my own thing. But today I noticed that nobody was really putting out any videos. So I figured I'd do a live stream and I'd see if I could actually get the audio to work on both sides. For whatever reason, that last video I put up, they didn't want you guys hearing it for whatever reason. And that does actually happen. So there you go.
As we are willing to take that next step, and there's this great precipice that we're, now at this ability to move to this next level, but it's all going to be in the context of, God has just recently been disproven, but yet there will be people on earth that can't quite go with the new system because they're stuck in the old paradigm of God does exist and the Bible was accurate and these aliens are a deception. Those people will be presented as enemy number one and will be viewed as the thing that's holding us back from the potential evolution.
So I'll leave links in the description if you want to watch this video. And my point earlier was everybody kind of stopped because so much time went by. It takes a lot to make videos like this for 15, 16, 17, 18 years. And you're watching all the signs, you're watching all these moves, you're watching everything happen. And then you see things like this video that was literally calling it out. And now the guy that made it is just doing random wacky talk shows with his co-host and they're catering to the world. You see what I'm saying? You cannot make a video back in 2011 of this magnitude and then talk about Trump like he's anything other than someone that was installed there to do an exact job. Nobody voted for him. It didn't make any sense. If you look at the actual real numbers, Kamala Harris was blowing Trump away by a lot. And Trump won by a magnificent amount because it doesn't make any difference. We have all billionaires in office right now, and they're literally raping the country. They're taking every single solitary dollar, everything they can out of this country, and then they're going to pull the string. And we ain't going to see it coming. It's going to be 9/11 all over again, but on a massive scale. But before they do that, they're doing this, which is really lame. Does anybody remember this bad boy right here? Because it appears to be coming to life. Do you notice how California is completely wiped out? California, Oregon, all the way into Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. And then Louisiana, all the way up to Indiana. These maps have been around for a long time, and we used to be able to trace, back in the old days when somebody posted something like this, we could trace it back to its origin. Now, with AI, like I said, if you prove Charlie Kirk was still alive and his wife wasn't a demon, which she is, she's a demon, her and Nicki Minaj. I mean, it's crazy. Watch Call for an Uprising's new video. Why in the world would this woman be on a talk show, a podcast? She's just everywhere except home with her kids and grieving because it's not real. It's not real. It's all a psyop. It's all a psyop They're distracting us with a new September 10th from so many things at the same time. So what people that are supposed to be grounded in the truth should be watching is, this is what they're presenting. What aren't we seeing here? Well, we're watching gold fly through the roof. We're watching silver finally take off to where it should be because they're tanking the dollar. They're tanking the dollar. So I'm not going to tell people to get their money out of the bank today, because everyone that did, when you listened to me the first time I said it, it was $1,800 an ounce. Now it's $4,500. Yeah. You could send me some if you wanted to, or not. I'm just kidding. Plus, you got nowhere to send it to, so whatever. But let me show you the beginning of this, because this is what got my attention. And I'm like, I got to do a live stream tonight. Because listen to this. This is what Gons was talking about before he had a baby, which freaks me out.
The Bible says perilous times shall come. The people will be fierce, despisers of those that are good. Christians are going to be absolutely hated.
Its task will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't just a crisis.
We know the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. Do you not think an angel rides in the whirlwind and directs this storm?
But I do have one question. During the crisis, or any time that you're aware of, has the Federal Reserve or Treasury participated in any gold swaps arrangements?
The Federal Reserve does not own any gold at all. We have not owned gold since 1934.
Once again? Not the mean way, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign.
Which passages of Scripture should guide our public policy? Should we go with Leviticus, which suggests slavery is okay, that eating shellfish is an abomination? Or we could go with Deuteronomy, which suggests stoning your child if he strays from the faith.
I grew up on the ocean, so I happen to love shellfish, but I don't eat it anymore. And you want to hear a crazy thing? And I just noticed it as I'm saying it. I remember getting a lobster roll, and I'm stoked. Lobster rolls are awesome. You know what I mean? And I'm eating it, and I'm like, holy cow. I grew out of it. I don't like lobster anymore. I'm going to have to say that was the man upstairs, because shellfish, their job is to clean up all the death and decay. They're the vultures of the ocean. So that makes complete and utter sense to me. So Obama, him and his husband saying anything against the Bible, just whatever he says, believe the opposite, you're good to go. JMO.
Or should we just stick to the Sermon on the Mount? A passage that is so radical that it's doubtful that our own Defense Department would survive its application.
Now, I'm playing this right now. I'm playing this beginning because this was almost 2 decades ago. Listen to this now with new ears, and you'll be like, wow, this has all already happened. That's what got me the most, because this is a long video. I'm not playing the entire video. You can watch it yourself. But I'm going to play this because it freaked me out. I'm like, wow, this has all come to pass. This is literally happening.
Now, my readings have told me, for what it's worth, that some of us will be able to have ascended abilities. I mean, full-on ascended abilities prior to the actual shift happening. So that would be very cool, because what we're expecting after 2012 is a 100 times more harmonious utopian world where things like time travel, levitation, instant telepathy, instant healing, telekinesis are as common and as everyday as breathing.
What is it?
The fun thing about this video is it reminds everybody that David Icke and David Wilcox were both heavily into channeling entities. That's how he was giving us such great advice. You know, the guy that used to claim that he was Jesus on national TV, then he was channeling demonic entities and giving us the good word. And then during COVID, he completely switched up. That's a professional truth there. But on that, I'll digress.
Stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law.
All right, that's it. That's all I'm going to play of that particular video, but it's a good video, and he made 5 of them. But like I said, he has, I don't know. My biggest problem with Gonz is he made all these videos where he's taught. He was right there when I wanted to know about CERN. I went to Gonz because him and I were on the same page. We were following the same leads, CERN and ITER. I don't know why people call it ITER when it says ITER, ITER, not ITER, but whatever. And then he went and had a baby, and I'm like, how in the world can you explain that they are actively, openly, and aggressively trying to open the pit to release these demons? And he was explaining it all amazingly in 3-hour documentaries that he was making, but then you're bringing a child into this world? I never got that. I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me, but, you know, some people are like, it is what it is. What are you going to do? So whatever. But here's something else I wanted to show you that we haven't looked at in quite a while. And let's see how far down this line we're at right now. We have to go back to the old Internet Archive, where Anna, one of your moderators, goes quite often to find my old videos because it's the only place you can find them. And this is the 8 predictions for the world in 2030. So that was enlightening because they're pretty much done with that. They're already, what? All right, don't read the comments. Yeah, what is wrong with you, Peter? Like, seriously? Seriously, dude? Unbelievable, man. How do you find Anna? You don't. You don't. It doesn't work like that. I don't just give away. Yeah, I'm all set. At any rate, let me think of this. What else did I want to explain to you real quick? You see this? They keep telling us that we're going to see crazy things in the sky. Well, here's the fun part about all that. I'm watching so many channels that are making entire videos out of people showing lights in the sky. And they're like, look at that. Do you understand the most easy building block thing to Project Bluebeam is projecting light in the sky? And people are running with it, making full-length videos. I mean, this technology's been around a while. I've had drones for about 9 years, I believe. And these people are going mental with them. How crazy is this? A truck pulls up, he hits a few buttons, and these things all deploy autonomously and do whatever. Now, imagine if these things were even smaller, run by DARPA and chasing you and I, because this is commercial grade stuff right here, right now. It's crazy. The battery life is insane. And for some unusual reason, the United States has literally just banned DJI drones in America. We can't get them anymore. So the ones I have are the only ones I'm getting. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Because you know what drones can do? Drones can do a lot of things that they don't want you doing with drones. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Stand by. I'm typing. Watch this. This is a drone hunting a guy that doesn't even know it's there yet. I mean, and they take them out with precision. You can't even move without a drone that's in the air spotting you and then taking you out. Whether you're in a tank, whether you're walking, whether you're on a dirt bike, it doesn't matter because they've been testing this extensively. That's the entire purpose for Russia and the Ukraine war. So they could test out the effectiveness and all the workarounds, anything people might come up with to take these things out. So they just said, you know what? We'll ban them in the United States. Everyone else on earth can have drones except the United States. Why do you think that is? Because it's coming. The last drone that DJI came out with was awesome, and it was absolutely unavailable in the United States. This is like 6-8 months ago. But drones are a problem. See? You're watching people die. This isn't made up. This is real. See you later. No place to hide, no place to go. Some jerk off with a pair of goggles on or a drone that's actually autonomously hunting you will hunt you and take you out. Do you remember the videos I did years ago about the swarm bots? I'm not even showing the video. What a jerk off. See what happens when you get all excited? My bad. My bad. Now, my bad. It is what it is. What are you going to do? It is what it is. I'm working on a very low budget right here. So let me double check. Audio's on. Yep, this dude's getting hunted, and the drones can just take you out no matter what. Who said that? The earth is flat.